So here's my 10-gallon tank that has quite a lot of my cherry shrimp in. Lovely colours again in this tank. There's lots of them. And also my Siamese fighting fish, which is still doing well. He does really love this tank. He's a lot more happier in here. I think he is not that young looking at him. I think sometimes the pet shop take ex-breeding stock, which is why you end up only keeping your fish for 2-3 years. I used to have mine for like 7 when I bought them off a breeder. I knew they were only like maybe 9 months old. So he's definitely happier in here. They're eating his food. I bought him a ring to give him a bit more chance to get his food. Being such a finned fish, he has lovely finnage. It does make him a little bit slower, but luckily just having shrimp in here, he has a chance to get the food. As you can see, they all dart away from him, but he has a chance to get the food when it lands on the wood. So when he was in with the females, I think sometimes some of the upset was the fact they took all the food. This is unheated. I don't heat up my tanks for fighting fish or shrimp or guppies usually. Maybe even mollies. I think that a lot of times that's why betta fish get fin rot, because for some reason they just get the water gets so warm in those smaller tanks with those heaters they provide. I've lost every one of mine because of that, and since I've taken the heaters out I haven't. So I mean, it's different if they're in a large tank. When they're in my 65 gallon, they're fine. But for some reason, I'm sure that they overheat the water, those little tanks. So this water's not warm. I do live in Florida, so of course my house is always at 78. But even in the winter when it goes down to 68, I still don't heat them. I think as long as the temperature rise and fall is very gradual, the fish are fine. Of course, if I lived up north, I'd probably, if I had a tank like this, I would probably put a small heater in it. I remember the guy I used to buy my betta fish off when I was a kid, kept them outside all year round, no heaters. And he had some of the most beautiful fish I'd ever seen. He kept them all in the same tank. I just wonder how they didn't rip each other to pieces, but he actually came from an area where Siamese fighting fish are native. So he'd been doing this since he was a child. And I followed his ways all the time until I started reading, oh, they should have this, they should have that. And nah, I've just gone back to how I used to keep them.